I was in New York on Friday. She was on Ellen. Killed it. Yes, Ellen. Killed it. She's been all over the place, but I just spoke to her. She said she's the most excited about this moment right here. So y'all gotta give it back. She's ready. Are y'all ready? All right, everybody, give it up one time for Camila Cabello.
Oh my God, you're into it. Are you into it? Guys, I'm so excited. I've been so excited to do this in LA. How are you guys? How many of you guys were just at the signing? Nice. How many of you weren't and you're here now? Nice. I'm excited. Is this happening right now?
This is happening right now.
Oh, we're on.
We're live. We're live. You know, the crowd's been filing in and working. Go ahead. So, you know, they've been filing in. You know, we had some good food, some good drink.
Nice.
And they've been writing down some questions. I got a handful of questions.
Wow, I'm excited. How beautiful is this place, too, right? It's gorgeous.
So. You know me.
Yeah.
I can never get it. I have questions. It's so easy.
Hey.
So we're gonna get into. I can't get enough of interviewing you.
Of what?
Of interviewing you.
I know. This is just it keeps getting better.
So I got some doozies for you. So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, and then we're gonna get into the audience questions. That's cool?
Yeah.
Got all y'all questions right here, man. We're gonna ask as many as we can. First I want to know, this week, release week.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh my God, it's insane.
What's been your favorite part?
My favorite part? I mean, I think that any moment where I get to see how the songs have directly affected you guys is really, really cool. Like, you know, when I just did the signing and people are like, oh, All These Years is my favorite because this and this, or, you know, Havana is my favorite because this and this. I think moments like that really make it feel real for me, you know, because I've been working on this album forever, so the fact that now you guys are each, you know, connecting to the songs in your own ways, you know, moments like this, you know, I literally haven't slept in the past 5 days, but I'm so excited to be here and really be sharing it with you guys.
You've been working on this album. They say, you know, it takes, you take your whole life to write your first album. That's what they say. And, you know, you've been working on it, I know, very hard for the past year, but during this process, what's the biggest lesson that you learned about yourself?
Ooh. Well, actually, ironically, I feel like the biggest lesson that I've learned has been the opposite of She Loves Control in a sense. Because I feel like a lot of the times I can be such a control freak that, like for example, the night before my album was released, I literally had this nervous breakdown while I was in the shower. And I was like, no, I can't release it. We have to stop now. Roger, we're going to have to call Roger, and he's going to have to just, you know, he's going to have to put everything on hold, because I can't put it out. It's not ready yet. And that's just how I am. I'm just kind of, sometimes. And so I feel like part of what I've learned is that learning to just let go and enjoy, you know, and just letting go of that need for constant control of everything, and just being like, okay, you know what? I did my best. This is my first album. I'm just gonna let it go. Let it go. Yeah. By the way, guys, you have to tell me. I've noticed that I have this pattern of saying you know every 3 seconds. And in our last interview, you guys made this compilation. Well, honestly, every interview for the past 3 months, and it's like
you take a shot every time you say you know.
oh, and I've seen the video where I say you know, and you you got rowdy. Well, I've seen the video also where I say you know, and then it just speeds up. Oh my god. And now we have to have some kind of code. Like, maybe when I say you know, maybe all of you guys go, and then I'll know. No, because I'm gonna work on it. You know that.
I feel like you can't stop.
That was in a different context. I was gonna say, you know that it's bad when my grandma called me and she was like, you have to stop saying you know what I mean every second. She's like, seriously, stop.
I got a better idea.
It's always gonna happen.
Title for album number 2.
Yeah!
You know?
You know? You guys didn't do it, you know? Nice.
They're ready.
Yeah, that's true.
It's funny though that you talk about She Loves Control, because I got a super nerd question now that I've been able, we've been able to live with the album for a couple of days. The last time I saw you was release day, so I was only like a couple of listens in and I got the questions, but I must have listened to it like 50, 11 times right now.
I like that word, 50, 11.
50, 11. 50, 11. It's a real number.
Wait, isn't that, that's in a Beyonce song, 50, 11 girls. Sorry, go ahead.
So I got a nerd question, a super nerd question. Never Be the Same. Verse 2, you go, definite bop. Off one touch, I could overdose. You said, stop playing it safe, girl. I want to see you lose control.
Whoa! I actually didn't realize the...
And then you have She Loves Control. And I was wondering, you just kind of answered the question because you said you realized, but was this a recurring theme? Was it a cognizant thing as you were writing the album to connect these themes of control?
Well, I feel like it's something that I struggle with a lot, and it was part of my New Year's resolutions this year because I feel like in my career and in my work and in my music, I'm definitely a control freak, and I obsess over. No, I said. Oh my god, I didn't even notice. This is bad.
That was an unwarranted.
I don't know.
This is gonna go so left.
Yeah,
right now.
seriously. But I feel like creatively I need a lot of control. Sometimes to have the best moments in life, you have to be willing to give that up. That was actually not on purpose. Okay, guys, that's the last time.
You just gotta own it.
But whether it's in love or in friendship, you can't. You have to be okay with not having control. You have to be able to let go. So I definitely think that that's part of my personality, and it's something that I fight against. In order to. This is how bad it's got. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Mission Impossible 7 starring Camila.
Oh my god.
Another recurring theme in the album, and I really dug deep is, and I feel like it's a fitting question because we're in LA. Mm-hmm. I feel like LA is almost like another character within the album.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe now, wait, listen, in the dark, who are you when it's 3 a.m. and you're all alone and LA doesn't feel like home? And,
sorry. Exactly.
Yeah, we gonna solve this. We're gonna solve this right now. Never Be the Same, sneaking in LA when the lights are low. And then I kind of feel like Real Friends, I feel like LA is the backdrop.
For sure.
What's the deal with you in LA?
Well, guys, I mean, everybody in this room is my real friend. But I think that it's hard to make real friends when in the stage that I was in when I was making the album. I was going to the studio and then I was going to sleep and then I was going back into the studio and I didn't have much of a social life. And it just felt hard to make friends that were in the industry because it felt like we could just not talk about anything else but music. And it just got too entangled in everything. And I just wanted to be just a human being. I just wanted to be a 20-year-old kid instead of a singer that just is making her debut album for the first time. And I think that's why I still live in Miami, because when I go there, whatever. When I'm there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to throw this in rice.
Yeah, no, it's just not gonna happen. But I will work on it. So the reason I love to still be in Miami is because I'm with my family, and I go out with a lot of the same friends that I had in elementary school, and people don't even really care that much. So it's about me being a singer, about me whatever. And so, yeah, I just felt like I needed the human part, and it was hard to just unplug from everything. And I felt like it was hard to meet people because I was just going to, whether it was like after parties, at award shows, that's like a place that you meet people, but it's also just horrible, and you leave the event but wishing that you just never went. It's like, oh, I totally could have just stayed home and watched Harry Potter. I would have had a great time. So.
But I feel like you got some real friends in this room. On the count of 3, can we say we love you, Camila?
Aww.
Can we do that? You ready? 1, 2, 3. We love you!
Guys. But you know what? I actually feel like everybody has felt that way at some point or another in their life. And for me, it was me, being in LA and in that whole industry scene that I just felt totally disconnected with. But I also felt that way in like 9th grade, whatever. But I think everybody you have very, very few real friends in your life, like people in your life that you're super close with, you can tell anything to. People come and go, but those people that you connect with like that, I feel like are pretty rare. So when you have them, you have to really hold on to them.
That's a fact. Hey, y'all feel that? Yeah. I definitely feel that. But check it out. I could sit here, I got questions all day, but that would be selfish of me. And I feel like I got so many great questions from the rest of you guys in this room, and I want to ask them. Oh, yeah, get comfortable.
Come on. I got a pedicure, so they're cute.
I did not get a pedicure, so my shoes will stay on. Sophie Watson, where you at? Raise your hand. Sophie Watson?
Sophie, there you are.
Hey. So check it out. We don't have mics to go around, but I'm going to read your question. This is a great one. If you could describe this album with a color, what would it be?
Oh, that's easy. I feel like it's different shades of blue. And I actually feel like it's really earthy tones that plays a part in. I see songs a lot of the times. There's like a color that goes with them, but I feel like the whole album has a lot of earthy tones, kind of like the cover does, or like that does, or this couch, the browns, all that.
Wow. That was a great question.
Yeah.
Carmen and Alina. Hey, what's up, y'all? Look, there they go.
What's up?
They want to know, and I know songwriting is a big thing to be able to really write and showcase your writing. They want to know what song did you have the most fun writing on this album?
Ooh, I'm going to have to say it's probably a tie between Never Be the Same and Real Friends. Because I always love it when a song comes so easily. And it's kind of like you're in this haze, this song haze. And then the next day you listen to it, and when you're like, oh, yes, this was really, really great. I'm so proud of this. It's such a nice feeling. Because Never Be the Same took so little. It was like, I did like 8 freestyle pass things, and we had the melody basically, and we filled out the words, and we did it in just a day. I think it was in like 7 hours. And All These Years was like that too. I didn't even know All These Years was a good song until like 3 days after, though, because we originally did it to this acoustic guitar song, and basically Frank had left the studio, and there was this guitarist there, and I was with this guy, Mustafa, and Frank had left, and we had this acoustic guitar riff, and I was just exhausted that day, but I had run into this person that day, and I knew that I wanted to write a song about that. And so it happened super fast. It was like 45 minutes, and it was done, and I was like, oh, this is probably, cute. And it was 3 days after that Frank replaced the acoustic guitar with the electric guitar that you hear on the song. And he... messed it up with the, you know, when it's like, it's like the Darth Vader ad-libs. Yeah, and then I was like, oh, this is really, really special. But I love being pleasantly surprised by songs. You're like, oh, yay, that's good. Yeah.
That was a really great question. This one doesn't have a name, but it's a great question because I was watching the Ellen performance today. Did you guys see that? And it was such a great reimagination of Havana because we obviously seen the video and the outfit choices and you performed it before, but this question I thought was fitting. Since every performance is different, it has a different theme, what's the process of picking an outfit and how many selections did you see and match it with the production?
Ooh, that's a good one. So basically, Havana has been so much fun because I love reimagining it every time that I do it. Because I feel like there's just an endless, you know, with every song, there's an endless list of vibes, and especially because Havana is so theatrical, it's really fun to play with that. But outfits, well, actually with Havana, with this Ellen performance, there was this guy that my stylist found, and she showed me the picture, and I was like, oh my god, this dress would be so great. And so I tried it on, and it was great. But other times, it's way harder. Like when I did the Jimmy Fallon Havana thing.
Awesome.
So the original plan was to wear blue, and so we had this like blue dress, and then we did it on sound check, and it looked a mess because I was in blue and the dancers were in red, and the screen was in yellow, so it looked like a rainbow like threw up on the stage. So then we ended up just going with the red that I was gonna wear for today's show. Oh my god, all of this behind the scenes stuff is
getting the juice. Getting the juice.
So yeah, it depends on every team. Yeah. Oh my gosh, thanks. The one for Havana or the one? Yes.
Oh, I was there.
Oh, thanks.
I was there.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Was that when I wore the blue jumpsuit thingy?
Yep.
Yeah, that was really cool.
First of all, your frequent flyabys. You're off the hook.
I literally just. Oh yeah, it happened.
Wow, that's so beautiful.
I have questions.
Wow. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we could do it after. Just give me a pen and paper. I work so hard on my handwriting for you guys whenever you give me tattoos because I stress. Because I have the worst handwriting ever. I have a third grader's handwriting. You guys, it's okay. You can tell me. But whenever it's tattoos, I do it like 10 times. I'm like, options.
All right, next question. I want to get through as many as we can. Caroline, are you around? Oh, right there?
So adorable.
Hey. This might be I want to know the answer to this one, too. It's not even music related. If you could bring back any childhood toy, what would it be?
Tamagotchis! Oh, a Tamagotchi is this living animal that's in an electronic device. Actually, the one time that I got in trouble in school, I was in 3rd grade, Miss Hernandez's class, and I was playing with my Tamagotchi under my desk. That sentence, if I changed a word, could have been really bad.
You're in the 3rd grade.
I know, sorry. I'm delirious, I don't know. But
that
yeah.
won't be the same.
I know, I'm sorry. Just skip that, didn't happen.
That's why your handwriting stays stuck as a 3rd grader.
Oi. But yeah, Tamagotchis, they were great.
Great.
You what?
Mine was dying.
But wait, when it died, did you have to get another one?
They just restarted it. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I don't remember that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm responsible.
Okay, we got the next one from Ivan. Oh.
Nice. Hey, Ivan.
Will Only Told the Moon be officially released?
This piping hot tea. Scorching. I actually love that song, and I love some of the songs that I wrote when I was younger. Told the Moon is one of them. There's also this other song called Like Friends Do, which I thought was really, really great. That one didn't get leaked.
No.
But
I mean, we can change that right now.
What? Okay, so it was like. So you said I sit straight on the couch like friends do, and I'll stop kissing your mouth like friends do, 'cause I can't look at you quite like friends do, like friends do, like friends do. You don't say my name quite like friends do. I kiss your neck, does it feel like friends do? So baby, say it again, I dare you. But this feels like friends do.
That's you. See?
Well, thanks. The thing is, I always feel like I have to start over when I make an album, so sometimes it's hard for me to go back because I'm like, these emotions have already passed. But I feel like it would be because I still really like some of those. So yeah, maybe next time around. The thing is, I feel like there's so many different genres and so many different things that inspire me musically that sometimes it's hard to like. I literally wish that which is something that I want to do. I want to make an album that is just full of just. Remember Ed's EP that was like songs with Amy, songs I did with Amy. I would love to do just like an acoustic, just pure song album, and then I would also love to do like a pure, Latin influence. Yeah, so there's so many different things I want to do, and I also love Paramore. Like I want to do a rock.
We got time. This is album number 1, y'all. We got look. You good?
I want the live one. I want like anything for the
Right.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I love that.
I see the memes already.
Yeah.
Okay, Daisy wants to know. Daisy, where you at? I need the answer to this. I need some good tips. In times of stress, what is the one thing you find yourself doing? Like in terms of like an exercise or something. Also, BT Dub, I love you. Daisy. That was Daisy's question. I love you too, but.
I know. Okay, what do I find myself doing to feel better?
Yeah, in times of stress.
I love to watch Sex and the City. Guys, who do you think I am? Who am I? Thank you. Can I say Samantha? Listens to Intuit one time. Oh my god, yeah, I met Sarah Jessica Parker yesterday. I know, because coincidentally she was on the show, and I told her I binge watched 6 seasons of Sex and the City. I'm on 6B now. It's the last season. I'm so sad. No, but seriously, what I do in times of stress, I love to watch movies or anything that takes me out of the current place and reminds me that there's something more than the current situation. That's why I love fiction movies so much. That's why I love Harry Potter. That's why I love Disney movies. Because when I'm stressed because I haven't slept in 5 days, I remember, Mulan saved her country. Or, things that make it feel like this is not the end of the world. Because sometimes when you're in a state of stress, things can seem like way much of a bigger deal than they actually are. So I do that. I also feel like if you take 3 deep breaths, that actually helps so much. You have no idea. Whenever you feel stressed, just close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, and I guarantee you, that. But you really do feel a lot better. So that's a good one. Yes.
Melissa wants to know. Melissa, where you at? We also might have more than one Melissa here.
I scared Melissa away.
Melissa? Alyssa wants to know what's the story behind In the Dark.
Story behind In the Dark. It happened right here in the City of Angels. And, okay, so basically what happened was I was at this after party for the Grammys last year. And there was this guy that there was like this super mild flirtation. And it was this famous guy. And so it was kind of just this observation, kind of on the outside looking in, of just famous boys and I think just maybe famous people in general sometimes, that you try to get to know them and they're still just the facade. They're still their performer side, if that makes sense.
You know better than that.
Do you know me at all?
Wait, were you flirting with him or was he flirting with you?
Well, he started it. But it was just this little exchange. And I was just kind of like, I don't really want to fall in love with a name, or I would rather just know, the isms, the stuff that really makes you a human. And sometimes I feel like people can forget that in the industry because you're so, you're in situations that are not superhuman, so you kind of lose that part of you, and you lose the part that's awkward or says the wrong thing or, trips or stumbles in any way. And sometimes that can be, a lot of the times I feel like that's the endearing part in a person, not somebody that just has it all rehearsed.
So he blew it.
Well, he didn't really blow it. It's not really anything that he did wrong, but I was just like, this is just boring.
Sounds like he blew it. All right. Catherine wants to know. Catherine, are you around?
Hey.
Oh, right.
Catherine!
Hey.
Everybody cheer for Catherine!
Hey. Do you have any phobias?
Ooh. Oh, sharks. I know, but it's different when they're... I don't like being in the water and my feet not touching the sand, and I don't know what's happening. I remember one time I was in Cancun, I'm Mexican, damn it. I was in Cancun last year, and I went on a trip with my family, and we were doing a scuba diving thing with some turtles, and I was literally having an anxiety attack because I peed, and I thought the shark would smell me. And I was like, I know that it's coming, and I literally, when you're scuba diving, to get up and talk to somebody is a lot of work. And I was like, I'm scared that there's sharks. And my mom was like, relax, calm down. Like, relax. And, I'm not the biggest fan of sharks, even though I love them from afar, and I want to protect them in our ocean because I know that they're a very important part of the ecosystem. Yes. It's true.
I'll keep them away from you.
Yeah, but that definitely really spooks me.
I don't think they can smell pee. I think it's like blood.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know, I just got scared. Yeah, I think that's my phobia. That's my phobia. That's not like deep. My deep one.
Man, you about to turn this to Oprah right now.
My deep one is just being regretful of stuff that I didn't do when I was older. But I feel like that's actually being regretful of things that I didn't do when I was younger and looking back on that when I'm older. But I feel like that's actually a good thing, because when you're scared of that, it makes you live more in the moment, because you're like, oh, I want to do everything. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I replaced, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? So yeah, I actually feel like that's a healthy fear. Fear of fear is a healthy fear.
Okay. I think we got time for one more.
Aww.
All right? I'm trying to make this is a good one.
Okay.
I think it's a nice way to end it.
Okay.
Carla?
Hi. Oh, wow!
This whole couch, I think I made questions at.
Nice. I thought you were, no way.
Yeah.
With the K or with the C?
With the K or with the C?
Nice!
We gotta figure out who wrote this question, though. You gonna tell me who wrote this question once I read it out loud.
Okay.
A lot of people are using many words to describe your album. Own it. How would you describe your album in one Spanish word?
I'm gonna say. Denso?
Context clues, bro. You figure it out?
And they're saying fuego. Nice. I like that.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely fire. Lit. It is lit. Alright, man. You guys having a good time? It's not over yet. Listen. Camila and I are going to disappear for a second. Alright? But now there's going to be pictures. It's going to be a good time, right? So y'all just hang out for 1 second. Y'all good? Alright, man. Yeah, the music got to come back on, man. Got the music on. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, Facebook.